Okay, so I want to give you a quick review over basically what this chapter it deals with. It's not all inclusive. There are some things that we have to work with, and you can watch some of the other videos that deal with the particular sections. But what I want you to get a broad idea about is what this chapter basically deals with. It's simply we're going to record the transactions now into our journals. So we're going to journalize them. We're going to take all the 10 employees, and remember what we told you. I told you from the mastery problem that you're going to have to total everything and make sure everything's completed for the mastery problem in chapter 12 before we can do 13. But what I want to do is I want to show you how to record the employee payroll taxes and then the employer payroll taxes. So when we talk about the employees, we pay the employees money, and we consider that to be salaries. So we have to record the salary expense, all of the deductions. So we talk about federal, we talk about Social Security, we talk about Medicare, health. There's some other taxes along the way as well. Okay, and then with the employee, remember we talked about that last chapter, we have to record Social Security, Medicare, and then the 2 unemployment taxes, and we'll come back to that in just a couple minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and journalize this. So that your transaction is it's the longest transaction we've dealt with up to this point, but it's pay semi-monthly payroll for that last pay period. Well, here's all our semi-monthly payroll. And what we have to do is we have to record it. So let's put the date in first. It's going to be January 31st. We're just making this date up. Okay, we're going to pay the expense for the salaries, so we're going to call that salary expense. And because it's a salary expense, it's going to be debited. So we're going to debit that for the total amount of salary that we paid. Well, that's this number here. It's $11,048.20. So $11,048.20. Okay, that's for the gross pay or gross earnings. We talked about what that is. Okay, and we're just going to say it's check number, and let's just make a check number 335. Now we have to record all the other taxes. And again, as I told you earlier, and if you watched the video about this section, is that the first tax we're going to put in there is federal income tax, but there is no, for right now, there is no federal income tax payable. It's called employee, and it's the employee's income tax payable. Okay, and we're going to credit that for the amount of $686. So we're going to 686. And then we're going to record the next one. So we got Social Security. And we're going to credit that as well for $684.99, $684.99. We're going to do Medicare tax payable. And we're going to put that in there. Medicare tax is $160.20. And then we're going to do health insurance premiums. A little bit of room there, so let's fix that. And we're going to credit that as well for $435. And the last one we're just going to say is U.S. savings bonds payable for $60. And then we're going to go over here to cash, and how much do we pay our employees? Well, we paid them $9,022.01. Okay, and so that's us journalizing the employees' taxes. So every time we pay them checks, we have to go in here and we have to journalize the semi-monthly payroll. So that's really the first transaction. Now, on the same date thing, on the 31st there, we also have to do the employer's payroll taxes. So how do we calculate that? Well, we're gonna use the same date, January 31st. Okay, and now we're gonna record what's called payroll tax expense. Okay, and that's the account we're going to use, and let's straighten this out so it fits in there the right way. And underneath that, we're gonna record the taxes that the employer pays. Now we already know that we have Social Security tax payable and Medicare tax payable. Okay, and those are the two taxes we know for sure that we're going to have to pay. And the easy way to do that is we just go up here and we take a look at how much was the Social Security tax up from above. It was $684.99. Medicare tax payable was the same amount, $60.20. Remember that we're just recording that because the employer pays exactly the same amount as all the employees do. Now the other two then is unemployment tax payable federal and unemployment tax state. Now, how do we get those? Well, we said earlier that none of our employees are over the number, so we're just going to use our gross pay. So we're going to take this $11,048.20. So let's get our calculator out. We're going to take our $11,048.20. We're going to multiply it by the unemployment tax rate, which is 0.8% or 0.008. That's going to give us $88.39. So our federal is going to be $88.39. Now, along with that, then, we have to do the same thing. We're going to use our gross pay, $11,048.20, and multiply that by 5.4% or 0.054. That's going to give us $596.60. $596.60. So $596.60. Okay, so those are all of the ones we have to record there. So obviously, if we go back to the very basics, our debits have to equal our credits. We're going to add up all those, and that's how much our payroll tax expense is going to be. So let's do that all together. We're going to go $684.99 plus 106.20 plus 88.39 plus 596.60. It's going to be $1,076.18. $1,476.18. Okay, and that's in general what we're trying to do this chapter is we're trying to calculate all that, make sure that it's journalized. So every time we do a payroll, we're going to have to record the employees and the employer's taxes that are paid. Okay, so if you have any specific questions about that, obviously you can look at the videos that are from the specific sections, or obviously you can ask me in class.